Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Last week we talked about different type or form of businesses, and among these types, the first one we discussed was a sole proprietorship, a business which has only one or single owner. In that form of business, the owner itself enjoys all the benefits, has full control over the business, and on the other hand, bear or faces all the losses or liabilities. The second type we discussed was partnership, when the ownership of a business expands from one person to more than one, two, or more, then it is called partnership. Some people comes together based on some agreements between them, and they establish or make partnership deeds. They gives this partnership a formal form and gives a name, and they share the responsibilities. They share their capital or money, and they also bear some losses or liabilities. And also among the partners, we had general partner and limited liability partner. For details, you can refer to the previous week lecture. And the third form we discussed was corporation. The corporation is different from sole proprietorship and partnership in the form of ownership. And normally that business is managed by board of directors, and the owners are in the form of shareholders or stakeholders. They sell and buy shares. This form of business is different from the two other business types. Its ownership can easily be transferable from one person to other person. Now, question arises: what are the reasons, or what are the some specific purposes a person will consider choosing in these three form of business? Or اگر به اصطلاح ساده بگویم چی عوامل باعث میشه که یک شخص اگر میخواد که بزنس شروع کنه، او عوامل در نظر میگیره، باز یکی از این سه بزنس انتخاب میکنه. هر کس که جواب داره به نوبت مایک خود آن میکنه و این موضوع رو دیسکس میکنه. میخوایم از شما بشنوم. What are those factors, or what are those elements that forces a person to choose among one of these type of businesses? صدای مرا دارین؟
بله، بعضی کسا رضاکاران استاد دستا خود بلند کرده انتخاب میکنه یا من انتخاب کنم؟
دیگه کس میخواد که در این معلومات اضافه کنم؟ کدام عوامل است؟ What are those factors? For example, one might be cost of startup. A person has good idea but cannot prepare the capital or money. Therefore, it forces to go for a partner. مهربانی کسایی که میخوان در این معلومات افزود کنن مایک خود آن کنن و معلومات شریک بسازن.
مدینه جان دست خود بلند کرده، میشه شما اگر میخواین چیزی بگوین؟
Okay, no problem. We
مربوط
go ahead.
جانم استاد بعضی کسا دسته خود بلند که در مربا جانم میشه کنه بگه
خب منتظر جواب شما هستیم. You can turn on your mic. You just raise your hands, but you do not contribute. You do not turn on your mic. Is there any problem? کدام مشکل است در آن کردن مایک یا نمیخواین که خب دلچسپی که ندارین ما درس ادامه میدیم. خب به ادامه درس قبلی آل
میلست همیشه
بر
شما
علاوه
چک کنیم
بر علاوه سی form یا type business, let's see what other form of business are exist. The first one is franchise. A franchise is a business model that involves one business owner, or the owner is called franchisor, who issue license of the trademarks in the methods to an independent entrepreneur, the franchisee, for a prescribed period of time or for a specific period of time. In franchise, normally there is one business who operates in one area or more than one area. They have experience, they have gained fame or experience, and there are some other businesses they are willing to receive license for that franchise and operate a business in a new area, new geographical area, new country under the name of franchisee. For example, McDonald's. McDonald's is a very famous brand for fast food around the globe. It was started in one place and then it expanded to many other places. Even it operates almost in each and every country except few like Afghanistan. And in this form of business, the owner issue a license to the franchisee and specify terms and conditions for a defined period of time. In this agreement, the franchisee or the new business will pay some fee, some license fee to the original business or the franchise. For the franchisors, the franchisee is an alternative to expanding through the establishment of a new location, which avoids the financial investment and liability of a chain of store. Normally, in this form of businesses, the franchisee will not face any losses because the franchisee will pay specific fee to the franchise or to the original business, and the franchise or the franchisor will not deal with its operation, with its profit or losses, but only it will collect the pre-specified fee. There are some advantages and disadvantages for the original business who issue license to the franchisee. So what are the advantages for the franchisor or the original business? For example, a business is very successful and it would like to expand it to new geographical area or new location, but the business does not have sufficient capital on or money to invest. So it is the easiest way. Other people will invest their money and will use the name of your business, and at the end of the period they will pay some fee to you. So this is access to capital for growth and expansion. Cash flow for operation, like there is no need to provide cash flow to operate that business. The franchisee itself will manage all those money to run this franchise. Economies of scales, like this is an economic term. It specify that when using money and by using specific or less money, one business can earn more profit or generate more revenue. In the term of costs, if you have studied, there are two types of costs. One is fixed cost and other is variable cost. As the number of outputs increases, the fixed cost decreases. For example, we rent a house and we pay a fixed amount as a rent. So this is fixed cost. Whether we have operation or whether we produce less amount of outputs or more, this cost will remain fixed. But if we produce more and more, and this fixed cost is divided by more number of outputs, of course the fixed cost will decrease. خب ما شما درباره فرانچایز گپ زدیم. فرانچایز خلاصه بگویم بزنسی است که یک در حقیقت یک بزنس که شهرت کسب کرده و مردم در دیگه نقاط در دیگه مناطق هم میخواه که از محصولات از این بزنس مستفید شوند. مثل ما مثال مکدونالد دادیم که در فاست فود بسیار شهرت خاصی برخوردار است. در فرانچایز فایدهش ای است که خود مکدونالد نیاز نداره که در یک جایی که مثلا فرانچایزی لایسنسی از این مکدونالد میگیره، مکدونالد دیگه نیاز نداره که در اونجا سرمایه گذاری کنه و پول هنگفت دیگر در اونجا در بزنس به کار برده و یا برای آپریشن و یا برای کارهای عملیاتی خود به پول نیاز داشته باشه، بلکه یک تفاهم بین کسی که صاحب اصلی بزنس است او را فرانچایزر میگه و کسی که باز میایه و برای لایسنس قرارداد یا تفاهم نامه امضا میکنه او فرانچایزی گفته میشه و یک فیس مشخص تعیین میشه و در آخر سال یا آخر ماه فرانچایزی مجبور است که به فرانچایزر او فیس تادیه کنه. دیگه فایدهش برای فرانچایزر این است که از سرمایه دیگه کس استفاده میکنه و به نام از یک جای بزنس و یا یک کاروبار توسعه پیدا میکنه. و مثلا مکدونالد میتونه که از امو فیکس کاستی که یا امو مصارفی که فیکس است از او استفاده میکنه و در جای زیاد فعالیت داشته باشه، به مو سرمایه کم خود عواید زیاد به دست میاره. یعنی خودش که در جای اصلی بزنس داره، خودش فعالیت میکنه، منافع خود مستقیما به دست میاره و برای دیگه کسایی که لایسنس داده در مقابل از لایسنس فیسی که میایه او یک عواید یک فایده اضافه تر است. خب در پالوی ادوانتیج دیس ادوانتیج یا ابعاد یا نکات منفی خودم داره. What are those disadvantages for the franchisor, for the original business owner? Lack of control. Of course, if someone in Afghanistan receives license from a franchisor, for example McDonald's, so people or the original owner of the McDonald's cannot control the daily operation of the franchisee in Afghanistan. نه کیفیتش تو دوامدار کنترل نظارت کرده میتونه، نه هم استاندارد یا معیارایی که برای مکدونالد تعیین شده او را مگه مثلا زیر پا میکنه، نمیتونه که فرانچایزر یا مو بزنس اصلی بیایه و از او نظارت کنه و او را کنترل کنه. ترید سیکرت. خب هر بزنس از خود رمز و راز خود داره. مثلا کوکاکولا یک نوشابه است که شهرت جهانی داره و سابقه طولانی داره در تمام جهان. خود کیفیت کوکاکولا مثلا موادی که در او استفاده میشه و خودش یک سیکرت است، یک فرموله داره. اینا اگر برای حبیب گلزار کوکاکولا لایسنس داده و حبیب گلزار زیر نام کوک یا کوکاکولا در افغانستان فعالیت میکنه، خب وسایل و امکانات است، میتونه کسایی که در لابراتوار اینجا موادی که از امریکا برش میایه و اینا مواد خشک در آب محلول میسازن، میتونن که به او هم به مو سیکرت یا به مو رمزش دسترسی پیدا کنن. یا مثلا کمپانی مایکروسافت برای کامپیوترهای لپتاپ برندهای مختلف پروسیسور میسازه. خب این یک تکنولوژی است که پروسیسور مایکروسافت بسیار فعالیت خوب میکنه، زود گرم نمیشه، مثلا تیز است. خب این تکنولوژی را که شیر میکنه و کسی که این را استفاده میکنه اگر زیر مطالعه قرار بگیره میتونه که همون رمز و رازش کاپی کنه، خودشان شروع به تولید پروسیسور کنه. این ریسک یا این خطرات وجود داره که همون سیکرت یا رمز و راز تجارت میشه که فاش شود. دیگه اوور اکسپوژر یا برند دایلوشن است که خود امی محصول یا خدماتی که است و شهرت و اعتبار در بین مردم به دست آورده او بیخی به حد و به اندازه پخش میشه، زیاد میشه و هر چیزی که زیاد شد ارزشش کمتر میشه. دیگه یک چند نکات عمده فواید و ابعاد منفی یا ابعاد مثبت که برای فرانچایزر بود. اینا از بعد فرانچایزی یا کسی که لایسنس میگیره و میتونه که از برند و نام و تکنولوژی و یا از متریال یک بزنس دیگه در یک نقطه دیگه جهان یا در یک منطقه جغرافیایی علیده از او استفاده میکنه. برای از او چی فواید است؟ There are less risk in the term of like name brand recognition. Suppose we want to start a fast food business in any geographical area around the country or in the world. First, we have to take a high risk by investing a lot of money into machines, into people, into the infrastructure in order to make name or brand and people recognize our brand, they accept our name or brand. This is a high risk. So to avoid these risks, we just license to a brand that is already famous and well known around the globe like McDonald's. So this is the first advantage, that we use an image, a brand of an established business that already operate and people accept their product. So this is the simplest way to start a business in no need for marketing or no need to wait until it gain recognition around the time. So from the point of starting, we can earn profit. The second one is access to expertise, and we will receive ongoing support. Habib Gulzar does not need to work on the formula of Coke. They receive the formula which already worked on that, and they just use those formula and they produce these beverages. So no need to spend money on the research and development, and they do not need to establish a high laboratory and expend a lot of money on those expertise. So they receive all these things from Coca-Cola, and in the during the process, if they face any difficulties, for example, if that material does not match this water quality in Afghanistan, or it makes some problems, so then they can ask Coke, and Coke Coca-Cola company will send their experts, so ongoing support they will receive. So this is another benefit for the franchisee, that they will receive ready-made formulas and they will receive support from the franchisor. The another advantage is relative autonomy. Like Habib Gulzar enjoy the independence in Afghanistan. Like this is an independent producer of Coca-Cola beverages, and they have license from Coca-Cola company, and Habib Gulzar also registered this license with the government of Afghanistan under Habib Gulzar. So the imitators will be easily identified and their businesses will be closed down. So Habib Gulzar has got independence or autonomy, and they enjoy this independence. So this is the positive or positive aspects or advantages of franchise for the franchisee. Beside advantages, there are some disadvantages as well. Cost. Buying and running a franchise can be very expensive. This is not easy. Like Habib Gulzar maybe put a lot of money as a guarantee so that they maintain the standard and quality set by Coca-Cola company. So they have given some money as a guarantee. Also, this is not cheaper or easy. You have to meet all those standards that are conditioned by the franchisor. So in case of if we would like to establish a business by ourselves, we can do anything by our choice. But if we license and we make agreement to other people, then we have to arrange all those conditions and meet all those standards. Unequal partnership. Of course, the franchisee will do all the hardship. They will do all their troubles. They will do marketing in this country. They will put their capital, their money, and they will employ people by themselves. At the end of the day, a chunk of benefit you will have to share to other people. And in the agreement, most of the conditions are on the favorite side of the franchisor. Like franchisor can anytime dismiss or finish that agreement. In case they find any violation to those agreements or those standards, then the contract or the partnership will be terminated. So this is unequal partnership. This is more favorable to the franchisor, not into the side of franchisee. Rules and enforcement. Most of the rules will be set from the franchisor side, and that will be enforced from that side. A franchisee will have to arrange all those conditions and rules set by the franchisor. The second type of business are called merger, or joining two or more businesses. A merger is the consolidation of two companies that prior to the merger were operating as independent entities. Merger happens when there are two independent businesses. They are operating independently, but due to some reasons, maybe some problems or some opportunities, they agree, they come, they sit, they discuss, and they set conditions, and they agree on those conditions, and they sign agreement. And the result of this agreement, a merger come to existence. A merger usually creates one larger company, and one of the original companies cease to exist. Normally, one company acquire another, and these both either share their names or they start business under new name. For example, in 2001, before 2001, there has been two independent companies from two different countries. Sony from Japan and Ericsson from Sweden in Europe. They agreed on a merger and they formed a new business under name of Sony Ericsson. Before the Apple company come to existence and Samsung or Galaxy come to existence, Sony Ericsson enjoyed a market leadership for a period of around 5 to 6 years. On that time, they had a very huge market share, they had a higher demand, and they provided quality product to the market. But before 2007, around 2005, 2006, there have been some disagreements between these two companies, and it continued. At the end, their merger has been terminated, and now they are doing their individual business. So this is a form of business when two companies come together, as I told, either due to some businesses like they are struggling or they are having trouble in arranging money, or they are lacking some expertise, knowledges, and then in order to remain in the business, they call another company to be merged with that. Or there are some opportunities, they would like to become stronger and stronger as compared to their competitors, they form a merger. طوری که گفتیم مرجر یک نوع دوم بزنس است که با فرانچایز تفاوت داره. در مرجر دو کمپانی یا به علت ازی که بعضی مشکلات داره یا مثلا سرمایه کافی نمیتونه مهیا کرده یا بزنسشان در مارکت سهم خود روز به روز از دست داده میره و یا به خاطر ازی که زنده بمانن و سرمایهشان از بین نره، دو کمپانی میخواین که یک جای شوند. خب یک جا شدن یا مرجر از یا هم بنابر شرایط صورت میگیره که این شرایط بین از اینا طرح میشه و اینا باز به توافق میرسن و این توافق از یا هم بالای تقسیم تصامیم است، بالای قدرت است، بالای تقسیم کردن منافع است، تصمیم گیری هم رول مهم داره و معمولا یه مثل پارتنرشپ واره یک نوع بزنس است که بسیار حساس و باریک است که امکانات از بین رفتنش زیاد وجود داره. و ما مثال سونی که کمپانی ژاپنی است که فعلا هم یک کمپانی مستقل است در بخش محصولات برقی، تلویزیون، موبایل و گپاس، و اریکسن هم یک کمپانی سویدنی است که اینا باز 2001 با یک توافق رسیدن و تحت نام سون اریکسن یک مرجر یا یک جا شدن اینا امضا کردن که تا 4-5 سال ادامه پیدا کرد و خوب پیش رفتن. مگر باز با اساس بعض عوامل پس اینا جدا شدن و یک زمینه را برای آیفون و سامسونگ ایجاد کردن که اینا باز بعد از او که آمدن حالا شاید بسیاری مردم سون اریکسن حتی هیچ نشناسن. خب چرا کمپانی ها مرجر میکنن؟ Why company merge? It is beneficial for both and leave them better than if they had continued as separate companies. از او که تنها فعالیت میکردن حال وضعیت از یارا بهتر میسازن. It benefits, like their benefits include expanding market share, they access new technologies, of course they reduce competition or achieving cost saving, and they benefit from one another, and it can also lead to combined growth in stronger financial by leveraging combined expertise. خب اینا کل اکسپرتیز و فاینانشال استرنت خود اجرا میکنه، دوچند میشه. معلوم دار است که در مقابل رقیبایشان وضعیت از زیاد تغییر میکنه و اینا قوی تر میشن از رقیبای خود. در مرجر ما دو رقم مرجر یکجا شدن داریم، هاریزونتال و ورتیکال است که عمودی و افقی است. افقی یا هاریزونتال it occurs between companies in the same industry. خب در یک اندستری که به شکل افقی دو کمپانی هست، یکی دیگه خدا اینا مرج میکنه. مثلا کمپانی هاندا که ژاپنی است و نیسان هم ژاپنی است، هر دویشان در یک اندستری وجود داره، رقیبای که دیگه هستن و فعلا اینا بحثشان روی مرجر روان است، به خاطر که هاندا هم در مارکت شیر نه در ژاپن و نه در دنیا چندان مارکت شیر داره، مارکت شیر از یارا تیوتا گرفته و نیسان هم به این شکل اینا ولی سر مرجر کار میکنه که به شکل افقی یا horizontal است. The second type happens vertically or افقی, a merger of two organizations that have a buyer-seller relationship. خب the supply chain اگر ما شما ببینیم از سپلایر یا کسی که مثلا با یک فابریکه مواد میاره و سپلایر است، کلش سپلای چین است. باز فابریکه و مواد پروسس میکنه و تولیدات میکنه، باز اون فروش های یا دیستریبیوترز میایه و اجناس میگیره و در مارکت میکشه، در مارکت اون فروش های یا هولسیلرز میخره و هولسیلرز بازور به ریتیلرز یا پرچون میفروشه که ریتیلرز ultimately sell those goods to consumer or customers که بالاخره این یک سپلای چین است که از پایین به بالا، از بالا به پایین ما شما در نظر بگیریم. یک چین یا یک حلقه زنجیر میخواه که دیگه حلقه زنجیر یک بزنس از خود بسازه. این در وقتی صورت میگیره که در سپلای چین یک بزنس میخواه دیگه بزنس بگیره. مثلا FedEx acquires موپا in 2011. فدکس یک کمپانی بین‌المللی است که در بخش کارگو در تمام جهان کار میکنه. باز موپا در سپلای چین از یا یک کمپانی یا یک استپ دیگه بود که بالاخره فدکس باز توانست که بیخی موپا را امرای خود شریک بسازه، از خود بسازه، یک استپ در سپلای چین کم ساخت. و طوری که گفتم در سپلای دمی مرجر آلی بین نیسان و هوندا که بیخی یک مرجر جدید است، بین ازیا بحث روان است و روی شرایط و کندیشن کار میکنن که به توافق برسن و در نتیجه ازیا یک مرجر به میان بیای. باز ما شما شاهد ازی خود بودیم که باز نام برند یا نام بزنس خدا اینا چی انتخاب خود کردن از هوندا و نیسان. نوع سیومی از این بزنس ها acquisition یا حاصل کردن است. And acquisition occurs when a company purchases the asset of another business. These assets may be included as a stock, property, plant, and equipment, and usually permit the acquired company to continue operating as it did prior to the acquisition. Acquisition usually refers to the purchase of smaller firm by a larger one. Acquisition یا حاصل کردن نوعی از بزنس است که یک کمپانی بزرگ یک کمپانی خرد میخره و تمام استراکچر، تمام امکانات، تمام اسهامش که در پیش کسای از تمام پراپرتی یا ملکیت های را که داره، تمام ماشین ها را که داره، تمام اجناس که داره، اونا را تمامش یک بزنس کلان میخرن. What are those main reasons for merger and acquisitions? The first one is obtaining quality stuff. For example, if one company has a lot of money and there is another business operating in the big company requires the staff that are operating and they have good qualities, they would like to purchase those business. Or this big company needs additional skills or additional knowledge, then this big company will try to convince the smaller business to sell all those setup of the business, even the name of the business, even the license of the business to the bigger company. The second reason may be accessing funds or valuable assets. Maybe there are some specialized or assets that are required by this big business. Therefore, this big business will try to purchase that business. It normally happens when a business is underperforming. In some cases, one business is struggling in the industry, and that at the end of the day, that business is sold, and one other business will purchase that struggling or underperforming business. Accessing a wider customer base and increasing your market share. This is another reason. Like, if you have heard, Facebook purchased WhatsApp. So WhatsApp was not struggling. WhatsApp was not underperforming. This was Facebook wanted to access a wider range of customers to expand its area in the market, and they did not want to like lose their shares of their market, because on those days WhatsApp was getting their popularity and fame very quickly. Therefore, Facebook wanted to acquire the business of WhatsApp. Now WhatsApp is a business that is merged with the Facebook. Another reason may be diversification of the product. Like, Facebook wanted to diversify, increase their products and services, and they have, of course, they have their long-term prospects of the business. They would like to expand their business, and they would like to strengthen their competition with other businesses in the market. Another reason may be reducing the cost and overhead through shared marketing budgets, increased purchasing power, and lower cost. Facebook might have compared their structure, their establishment, their skills that was a little bit matching with the technologies or the structure required by WhatsApp. Therefore, they wanted to utilize all those infrastructure in budget and run two businesses. Reducing competition, they did not let WhatsApp to become a leading competitor in front of Facebook. So they eliminate the competition at earlier stage. Of course, growth is another reason. Every business would tend or would like to do or have growth. These are some famous examples of acquisitions, like WhatsApp acquired Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp was acquired by Facebook, Instagram was acquired by Facebook, YouTube, after having a lot of popularity and fame, it was acquired by Google in 2006, PayPal acquired by eBay, Booking.com was acquired by Priceline, Google Map was acquired by Google itself. So these were some examples of acquisitions. To sum up the 2 weeks lectures, what we learned was that there are some factors when we choose the organization type. As I said, cost of startup. Some people may not bear the cost of startup, or they may not arrange money to start an independent business. Therefore, they will choose partnership. Another factor may be control. Everyone, human by nature, would like to have more control. So if some people want to have more control, maybe they will try to start their own business as compared to going into partnership. Share of profit. Everybody tries to get more profit over others. So again, in these three forms of business, the share of profit differs. Based on this criteria, you can choose the business you would like. Taxation is another factor. Some businesses pay tax at once, and some businesses are taxed twice. Some people have the entrepreneurship ability, some people don't. Like if one person have a lot of money and they do not have a good business idea, they don't lack the management skills, then they have to partner some other people with themselves, those who have expertise. Of course, some people are risk takers, and some people do not bear risks. Risk is another factor. Some people, if do not bear high risk, maybe they will become sleeping or passive partner. They will not take higher risk. And transferability is another element. So these were some elements that will affect our decisions in choosing these type of businesses. We now understand the advantages and disadvantages of sole proprietorship, partnership, corporation. We also learned about franchise. We also learned about merger. And beside these, we learned the acquisition. So these were the summary of these two lectures, and I hope it increased your knowledge. And now, if you have any question, the floor is yours.